Good morning. This is the market update question. Why is the market not up? I thought the Fed stopped doing quantitative tightening, meaning they stopped not printing money. I guess is the way you say it. They stopped not printing money. Shouldn't the market be higher? I think so. I think they tried to buy it overnight and they ran into a wall at critical levels that I just showed my Patreon group, where you were right at the threshold of either a breakout or some kind of, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because I hate it, some kind of sell the fact dip. In other words, everyone was like, okay, the levered flush is over. Let's get long. But nobody wants to buy it when it's up. And hate to say it, but nobody seems to want to buy it on good news. I mean, when they stop quantitative tightening, the next thing that they do is they start printing money, replenish the emergency fund, right? Put treasury bonds on their balance sheet, helping Uncle Sugar finance himself. It's all good, right? Well, where it's all good is in the precious metals market. And I am beginning to get, at least in the very short term, slightly concerned about tactical crowding out. What does that mean? Well, don't go anywhere. I'll tell you. Basically, gold and silver are up only. Now, when something is up only, you're dealing with a fundamental shift, meaning the dollar devaluation is long overdue, so they can't do it versus fiat, so they're doing it versus precious metals. That's one idea. The second idea is that something is wrong with the mechanics of the gold and silver markets. People are short and they can't cover. Like someone is short. It's the best way to explain it. I always go through this whole thing about some people have gold, some people don't have gold. If they have an IOU, it's TLDR. Someone is short physical metal and they can't get it back. So it just goes up every day as they fully reprice the market. Now, undoubtedly, with silver through 50, you're going to have people start talking about silver going to 100. That's not an irrational number, by the way. You know, gold 5,000 will be next, just like when ETH crosses 4,500, everyone starts talking about ETH 5,000 or ETH 10,000. And I have a slight concern, at least for today and the next 3 days, that everyone is dumping crypto to go jump on the precious metals rally. Right? Like the levered nonsense is moving from crypto to precious metals. Now, that said, it's all the same trade. It is all the same trade. Except that we're going to all look at our screens and we're going to wrap some kind of narrative around it. I mean, I got the gold and silver guys like DMing me on Twitter going, this is the crypto end of days. It's over. Winter forever. I mean, these guys, they have suffered for 10 years. They have earned their up only. They have earned their up only. But crypto should be following. It's not. The Fed is going to start flooding the market with money. They quietly said they were going to stop the tightening process. No material rally in crypto. You tried to press key levels in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, just kind of petered out and, quietly failed. Not terribly, not horrible, but where are the buyers in crypto on the upside? Like, how come no one wants to pay $4,200 for ETH? I thought it was going to 10,000. All right. Well, obviously, if no one wants to buy it when it's up, That's not a good sign. The second thing that people have to look at is if there is a nasty dip, clearly buyers have to show up in order for the market to stabilize, because it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. Now, a third order concern is if everyone's running into precious metals and nobody wants to buy crypto when it's up, what is going to happen to people who have like freshly got into the market or people who are still wounded from the down move? What are they going to do if crypto just all of a sudden starts rolling to the downside? Like, you know, everybody runs towards precious metals and I don't know, everybody gives up on crypto. I mean, it's so stupid, I can barely talk about it. I mean, I had to do some work in my Gann model, and you know, me and my Gann model are not getting along right now because it's telling me things about what this thing could do on the downside. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Shut up. But, you know, I published it in Patreon and I'm like, hey, if this thing can't get through some levels on the upside using Bitcoin and Solana, then you better look at this work. You better look at what came out of the model. Now, the best thing that could happen is I just bloviated for no reason, and you're going to have stability because there's a lot of bullish stuff going on. Zcash bid only. Like, part of me is hoping the market goes down or something happens where you can get Zcash closer to 200. But this thing feels like it just wants to go to the moon. I mean, Dash too. People are completely underestimating that gold, silver, and Dash could be moving because of like geopolitical issues. Like Dash is the, I don't know, the backup currency in a big country in Latin America. And that, along with the rest of privacy, is bid only. Like I collected some privacy coins. I gave some of them to Patreon. You know, we've talked about them on the YouTube member podcast. Guys, there are privacy coins overnight that, I mean, they're up 20%. 20%. Like Railgun is up 20%. I don't even know if the platform is going to let me say that, but I mean, and there's not that many privacy plays. There isn't. We've been talking about them on the YouTube member podcast, but anything related to privacy that's hot goes up in 20% increments. So, you know, Cramer has this old saying, there's always a bull market somewhere. It's funny. He's on Twitter whining about crypto stocks, nuclear energy stocks, quantum computing stocks. I mean, everybody is speculating everywhere except where they should be. They should be investing in crypto. Instead, I think you now got speculative froth headed for precious metals for sure, right? As, you know, short sellers are approaching end of days. And then you've got all this speculation in equities and quantum computing and, you know, whatever the latest FOMO trend on Robinhood is. Meanwhile, crypto is just being ignored. Large cap crypto that everyone owns, and that's the pain trade, right? Everyone owns, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and everything except that is going up. Privacy. You've seen this TAO coin, right? We've talked about this in multiple areas. There's a guy in Patreon who got us into it. We looked at it. Toby found the video on Instagram with some guy saying, yeah, I mean, this is the equivalent of TAO for AI in the decentralized world is the equivalent of what Bitcoin was for the future of money. Next thing you know, TAO is vertical. TAO's going from like 250 to 450 back to the high end of its range with this market doing nothing. There are coins here that are up only, which, you know, that could help Bitcoin, Ethereum not dip. Although I get this like somewhat weird feeling that given that there's leadership, right? The Zcash, privacy, AI, the Fed news, gold is going up. I mean, this should all be bullish, right? This is bullish. It is bullish. I mean, is it going to be bullish today? I don't know. It is bullish. Now, in terms of today, tomorrow, and, 2 days from now, wait a minute. The market should be going up. Why is the market not going up? Who is selling, and why are they selling? Are people still caught? Are they trapped? Or I hate having to use my bearish imagination. I hate it. Did somebody in crypto lose too much money, like an institution? Like when you have moves like that, somebody usually blows out, right? Somebody usually, gets really hurt. And I'm starting to wonder if somebody is trapped, because the market should be massively higher. I mean, ETH should be at 5,000. Bitcoin on our roadmaps should be at like 115 at least. Crazy. So what is the conclusion? So what's the plan? Okay, well, Patreon's got the formal plan, but you have to keep a skeptical eye on this market and say, you know what? Show me the money. Show me that someone wants to buy this crypto market on strength, and then I will pile in. Everybody can pile in. And a lot of YouTubers are saying this. Everyone's got a chart indicator. Everyone's like, well, it's broken on the daily chart. And okay. Forget about the chart gizmos for a second. There's a lot of news, and the market should be higher. I mean, even I just saw a news flash go by, right? Antivirus is moving this morning. It's about time, right? The privacy theme. They're coming out with staking on Friday, and there's going to be a huge snapshot for the airdrop of what I think is going to be the mother of all small cap privacy coins, called the Matrix, that they're going to airdrop and then build for a launch in December. So antivirus is back. Somebody's buying it this morning, headed for 4 cents. I can't believe it's still at a 3 million market cap, which underscores another point. And, I got a couple coins that we're looking at for the next couple of like big shows and big reports, is that, there's a lot of stuff that has not moved yet. Like, don't think because you missed Zcash and Railgun that you've missed anything in this market. You've missed nothing. Matter of fact, the fact that the big coins don't seem to rally could give you a gift dip, or give you just time to take a breath and figure out what you want to do. Like, stability is the ultimate right now, right? In other words, failed rally, very bad, right? Breakout on the upside. In other words, there's nothing I like better than a move that breaks the chart. So like the Gann model has its view of, beware the failed rally. Like, beware the failed rally, right? Like something is wrong out there type thing. Man, would I love it if something just like snapped and crypto just lurched higher and all the chart models had a turn, right? Like, what's going to happen when, Ivan on Tech's morning chart routine is like, oh my God, we just broke out on the daily chart. What's that going to look like? Okay. I mean, that's going to happen. The question is, from what level? I'd be overjoyed if it happened sometime in the next 2 days. However, I will tell you the Gann model doesn't assign that a particularly high probability. It's, it's more than 10%. I just wish it was 65%, because I'm literally chomping at the bit to get after crypto. And I don't even want to talk about what the problem is. Like, okay, you got something going on in gold and silver, and that's going to all, come unglued over there. Something problem with the banks. Well, how is that not bullish Bitcoin? Gold goes to $5,000 on a rope, because that's what's going to happen, right? You're witnessing gradually, then suddenly, right? That's going to turn into a 2017 mania. I've already got guys coming into the crypto stream asking, hey, what about SLV? That's the silver ETF. What about GLD? That's the gold ETF. And what's really scary, as I've noted, is that, you got a lot of people invested in the Bitcoin ETF. You got nobody invested in the gold ETF. Now you're like, well, Bill, what does that mean? That means the thing that's going to go up in Q4 is the thing that no one owns. Like Bitcoin's going to go up for all the reasons that we all are familiar with. But the stuff that's really going to go up is the stuff that no one owns. And in stonks, everyone's chasing quantum computing and nuclear energy, and no one in that market is using the gold or silver ETF. They're not. They're just not. And that's going to change. And when that changes, I am guessing that that's when crypto hits its stride. I don't know. Are they moving from Bitcoin to gold? I don't know. It's just too complicated. Gold is going up because fiat currencies are falling in value. Now, crypto should be higher. That is a point of concern. Crypto should be higher. I mean, this whole leveraged washout thing was just, I don't know, man. It was just like, it's just, I want to call it nonsense. I want to call it the moment where, you know, you had to face your fear right before something wonderful happened. Right? It's like a movie. You went through the scariest part right before the good guys prevailed. And that's what's going to happen in crypto. It's just a question of what level. And we got to get the answer to the question, why is nobody willing to buy strength? People were willing to buy strength in Zcash and TAO. That's for sure. Okay. So where is it? Why isn't it in the rest of the market? Now, when we have the answer to that question, the market will just scream higher. In other words, what is wrong with crypto? What is wrong in precious metals? What is wrong? When we find out, okay, when we find out like, hey, is there a big problem in crypto? Did some hedge fund blow up? Is there more forced selling? Who knows? When we find out what that is, crypto will go up. If crypto breaks out on the upside on its own, like, you know, you start blowing through, I don't know, let's say 116 in Bitcoin, get back on the roadmap. Okay, we have the levels for ETH, Solana, XRP, Zcash. You know, all of that was put in Patreon this morning. Platinum guys have a version. The VIP, the Spartans, they have their version on video. We need a breakout, right? We need a good old-fashioned breakout. And, you know, now would be a good time because we don't want to sit around and wait for, I don't know, a tariff headline or whatever, right? Crypto is still wounded. Crypto people are hesitant. The last thing I want for anybody in crypto is for them to feel more hesitant. So what I am telling people is beware the failed rally. And if there is a failed rally, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Even if it winds up being bad. This is from the Gann work based on something which you can Google called Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is associated with major societal shifts, money, finance, you know, the American Revolution, right? I mean, you know, the French Revolution. This is like big, once in every 250 year type stuff. Every time you see like the 250th birthday of America celebration, obviously it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. But, you know, Pluto in Aquarius happens every 250 years. That's how the nation is born. And maybe that's how the nation is going to be reborn as the nation of crypto, robots, and artificial intelligence, which I will remind you again, they all go together. They all go together. So right now it's all about gold and silver, and I get it. But the real disruptors of finance, you know, and this was all a joke, right? It's like, oh, the old guys talking again. Yeah, this was all funny, or this was all a joke until Zcash and TAO went vertical. And you got to start asking yourself, what's next? Like, what's the next sector? 1. 2, what's the next coin inside either AI or privacy? I mean, you know, there's going to be another one. I mean, my God, Dash is going up, but Monero is not moving. Now, Dash is probably moving because of a geopolitical situation and availability on Coinbase and, basic centralized exchanges. So it's just a big chase. But I mean, what happens if somebody starts moving to like Monero? Because, they're outside the top 50. It's a perfect time while the market stinks to start using your imagination. Like, it's very easy for me to use my imagination in things like antivirus or anything related to privacy. I understand Janice McAfee, as a part of the roadmap, has her own podcast coming out at the end of the month, launching on Halloween, because these guys do nothing but execute. Right? And there are a lot of other projects like there's Pirate Coin, ARRR. How many privacy coins can you name? How many privacy projects can you list? I'm sure you can find this stuff on CoinGecko. I mean, I'm giving this to my people. What's next? Like, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are not moving. All right. Could they go lower? Yeah. Right. Because normally you have like fear. You have fear. You have it's darkest before dawn with this GAN Pluto thing. Okay. So let's hope it's a big fat nothing burger. What do I want for breakfast today? A technical analysis nothing burger. Do not want a failed rally. I do not want them selling this thing all afternoon. I want to wake up and I want to be like, okay, yeah, okay. So ETH is above 4,200 and Solana's at 216 and everything is fine. That's what I want. Anything not that, you're probably just going to get a bid out of Zcash. Like the pain trade is no rally or a decline in the stuff that everyone's long, and up only in Zcash, right? When everyone's trying to get a dip and you just may not get it because, they're upgrading the network. They're upgrading the network. They're going to let it scale. They're making the privacy features better, supposedly. So there's some of this stuff was released in August. I read about it overnight. I mean, price targets in Zcash range from 300 to 900. That's probably Perplexity picking up on my videos. And then the most absurd price targets are the 2016 launch high at 3,000. And Perplexity found that one person had a target of 60,000 for Zcash. Now, is that ridiculous? Because again, with Zcash, with volatility, with fear of it going down, I would like to welcome you to the crypto market that you said you've been craving, which is the one from 2013, 16, 17, 18, right? The crazy market like 2022 with FTX, where it was just, wild, where you can get 10 and 15% dips like it's nothing. Welcome back. This is it. Now, you're probably like, this is unpleasant. You're right. It is unpleasant. It's hard, right? You don't know if you're supposed to FOMO into ETH at 4,100. You don't know. Am I supposed to FOMO in now? Am I supposed to FOMO in, am I supposed to try to wait to see if they actually wind up hitting this again? This is hard. Now, what's not hard is where is this thing going to be in a month? That's easy. Where is this thing going to be in 3 years? That's really easy, right? We know the answer to that question. The only question is, what is the tactical picture look like? If you don't care about 10%, if you would buy it all the way down, well, guess what? This is the perfect time for you. If you're one of these people that's going to buy it when it's down and buy it when it's up, you just want to buy it, this is perfect because you may get a big dip, or you may get to do the easy trade, which is buy a breakout. I came from Goldman Sachs, the managing director partner, he's still there, quoted on Zero Hedge all the time. Tony P. He's like, you know what? Here's my technical analysis theory. Ready? Buy breakouts. And that's what we're craving in crypto. We're craving a breakout. Craving a breakout. Okay. Big Rich says, according to the last dip, they want TAO. Okay. We know Big Rich was down there buying it at 170, right? Crypto Crazy Knowledge Dump, a recent member, says you got to be in it to win it. guys, that's it. That's it. If it goes up, go with it. If it goes down, don't be afraid. If it sits here, that's bullish. You know, if it sits here, you can buy the quiet market in 3 days. So, you know, mentally, you want to be ready for anything. That's why I did my latest Patreon video. It's like, okay, if this happens, watch the video. If it doesn't happen, don't watch the video. Go find a list of altcoins to buy. I have 12 of them on my screen right now. Okay, 12 of them. You know, we're ready, right? Big Rich is a Spartan officer. TAO levels, please. Okay, absolutely, sir. Didn't see the super chat. Sorry to over-bloviate that. All right. So the first TAO level of interest to me, let me see if I can make the screen sharing work in the vertical world. Okay. So the first TAO level is on the 90-minute chart. The 13 top was on the 13th. You have this huge emotional situation here that went through the DeMarc, like, you know, kind of like buying, emotional buying level. I have to be careful with my verbiage. So this is where it should be if it got excessive. And of course, it overshot that. And currently, it's not making it back through 447. So here's the joyful news. You may get a dip in this. This has been outperforming. You may get a really juicy dip. Now, a really juicy dip to where? Good question. Good question. Finding support. I mean, there was really no top on a 4-hour chart. So finding support in TAO is a little challenging. Is a little challenging as I try to collect this, because this is worth talking about. Okay. Now, if you look at the daily chart, the first thing you'll notice is this is a good organic day for a dip. You can't see it, but this number 4 here, that means it's a good day for a dip in TAO. Okay, great. So, you know, an upside target, if it got wild, is 508, but it's got to break that other level first. And then I guess you can just get the ruler out. I mean, you know, this was the way it was with Zcash. I mean, this is what worked. You want to be a technical analyst? Okay, there you go. Draw a line. So on the vertical stream, okay, I crunched it up. This is the high from July 29th. So you got support at 439. So if 439 holds, you have an outside chance of 500. That's how I would do it. And Zcash is very much the same way. I won't go through the TA, but the best case scenario in Zcash, if you're bullish, is, you know, you went down, that was A, you kind of popped back up, that's B, and you're hoping that there's a C leg correction to, I don't know, 200. Toby doesn't think it's going through 200. I don't know. Sometimes waiting and watching the charts pays, but TAO and Zcash as leaders, like for example, the message from TAO, if today is dip day and you get the dip and they buy it, guess what? You're going to have Big Rich's hair on fire because it's going to go through 500. You know, and if you look at the overall, like, you know, I can bring this up too, just to remind everybody in case crypto just gets boring or it goes down or whatever. I mean, you know, if you look at the weekly, this is like the weekly history of TAO. It's not a lot of history. It's kind of like square. That's it. This is what you got, right? It's been zooming around in a range between 175 and 700. You got to start asking yourself, what happens, A, if it goes to attack the top end of that range, right? I mean, Zcash cycle high last time was 900. So you can be mindful of failed rallies. You can also start using your imagination, because I don't think anyone's going to care in 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years what happened today. Really. And I think gold and silver are just a distraction, even though they should be super bullish. And if somebody out there is in trouble in crypto, good. It's not good, but good. Because when you know who it is, like I'm serious. If someone is in trouble in crypto, and the second that hits the tape, the second you see who that is on Twitter, boom, that's it. Wherever it is it 4,200 ETH, 110 Bitcoin, whatever. That's it. It's all over but the crying when you find out who's in trouble, if someone's in trouble. No matter how bad it looks or how neutral it looks, you go with that. Okay. Business Gorilla says hello. Hello. Okay. Gaseous Clay. Okay. In the medium term, antivirus is going to fly. Dude, they're airdropping like Monero with the ability to have a stable coin, and no one's paying attention. Someone starts paying attention and that goes Zcash. I mean, you got 2 weeks until that airdrop snapshot at 3.7 million market cap. I mean, it's not investment advice, it's just fact. These guys know privacy. They've already built all kinds of stuff that this antivirus token is used for. It's like a utility token attached to the spirit of a resurrected cryptocurrency maverick, right? Haven Pack is here. MC is here. Welcome. Pius, new names. James Obleton. Good evening. Samuel, Tyler Hall. Tyler Hall says, when Bill gets bearish, I get bullish. Dude, I'm not bearish. I'm so not bearish. I hate my TA model right now. I hate it. It's like, shut up about this. How can everybody not be washed out? That's why I'm focusing on things like Zcash, TAO, and antivirus. Good old-fashioned stock market stuff. Follow the leaders. And if the stuff that everyone owns doesn't perform for whatever reason, don't worry. It will catch up with the leaders. So I'm not bearish. I'm just temporarily annoyed with technical analysis. I'm annoyed. I'm like, listen, let's go. Now would be a good time. Like, it should be higher off the Fed thing. You got to admit that. It should be. Super Matt from the UK, welcome. Bull Runner in the house. Mark Liano, Daniel J, Julius Max, Gaseous Clay. Good morning. The Hot Mess Express is here. PWB, Zepedas, Dump Truck, Hal Lopez. Members, Daniel Ortiz, Search Agent, welcome. Philip. Sorry, I'll be at work on the beach in Spain for this live stream. We want all of our customers and all of our viewers on vacation on the beach in Spain, right? Stefan, Paul Hughes, Haven Pack is here. Gavin Busby hitting the emojis. Welcome. Okay, GF says Aster. Boy, I tell you what, these derivatives exchanges that survived this whole problem, I mean, it looks like Aster, which I don't have a lot of history on. I don't. Aster right now is on support. That's what I can tell you. Okay. So there's like a triangle formation here, and it's sitting on support at 146. And if you look at whatever history I have on a daily chart, okay, really all that's happened here is, they probably retraced 62% of whatever move they did. They did like a 5-wave move up and they retraced to 62%. So it's not going up today. Oops, there it is. 62% retracement on Aster. The market wants to go up. Mark says Monero fully recovered at 340. And dude, frankly, if you look at a Monero chart, you really can't tell that there's been a big privacy move. I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's like a lot of the big cryptocurrencies, even Solana. Monero, like Solana and XRP, it's kind of like, meh. You know, they're not like outrageously cheap. They're not outrageously expensive. Right. And, you know, if you can buy a dip in this market, watch out. Right. And conversely, if you have a failed rally or you have some weird problem, yo, man, you could get a dip of a lifetime. See, the problem with the first dip, obviously, was that no one was able to buy it. Everyone's like, well, congratulations to all you guys out there with stink bids. Those bids didn't get filled. You know what I'm saying? That whole wick, that's just, I don't know, like CoinGecko's already taken some of the absurd prints out. The absurd prints, I don't know. I don't know if they should even be there. How much volume was traded? So the next dip is the real dip. Now, hopefully the next dip is done right now. Maybe AIntivirus will save the entire market. That would be great. Final reminder. When you have dollar lower, gold up, and particularly silver up, that is a recipe for a monster move in Ethereum. So if they want to dip Ethereum, good. They want to break Ethereum out, good. Right? They want to moon Zcash and TAO, good. Kind of hoping Fetch follows. Something is going to follow TAO in AI. Right? Maybe it's a D-pin play like grass. You don't know. None of that stuff is awake yet. Right? In other words, you can look at the big coins and go, yeah, meh. That's how I would describe it. Meh. Okay. You can look at the small coins underneath the market. Yeah. Okay. You better get bullish that stuff. Okay. That's the market update for this morning. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, I missed something.